60% of Dubai property owners are holding right now. Only 4% are actively selling. And if you bought between 2012 and 2014, you are in that 60%. And the question you are sitting right now is, am I holding because I should hold or because I don't know what to do next? Here is most property holders don't know. The price which you see on the property finder Bayut for your type of unit, that is not what the buyers are paying actually. The Dubai Land Department data tells a different story. Right now, the gap between the listed price and sold price is between 4% to 8% in most communities. And in some oversupply areas, it's wider. What that matters for your decision depends entirely when you bought. 2012-2014 buyers, 94% appreciation in 6 years from 2020 alone. 2014 to 2000, a very different story. And 2018 to 2020 buyers, the most interesting position of all three. And I'm going to break down all three. By the way, if you're meeting for the first time, I'm Diana. I've been in Dubai real estate for 20 plus years and advising investors all the Dubai real estate cycles. What I share here is exactly what I tell my clients. Let me be direct with you first. If you bought in 2012, 2013, your position is completely different from someone who bought 2015, 2016. And both are different from who bought from 2019 to 2020. Here is what 2012-2013 buyers. You entered during one of the strongest growth phases. The market peaked highest in 2014, then corrected again in 2020. If you held through all of that, in communities like downtown, JBR, Dubai Marina or DIFC, you have almost certainly seen a significant appreciation. We're talking about price from 900 square feet to 1,750 square feet between 2020 and 2026 alone. This is your 96% in 6 years. 2014 to 27 buyers. This is the hardest story. You bought near the peak of the first phase post 2008 recovery cycle. The market softened almost immediately. Prices dipped through 2015, 2016, 2017 and 2018. Some of you are still not meaningfully in profit, depending on the community and the unit type. Clear. This is not a failure. This is the market timing. It happens. But knowing it, it changes your next decision. Now, 2018 to 2020 buyers. This is actually the most interesting position. If you bought in late 2018, 2019 or early 2020, you are entering near the bottom of a long correction. And what followed was one of the strongest price run Dubai has ever recorded. So before you make any decision, then you need to understand exactly which window your asset sits in and what specific community has done and not what Dubai did on average, because the average tells you nothing. Here is the current data. Q1 2026, AED 176.7 billion in transaction, 48 plus units transacted, 23.4% increase year on year. That is not slow market. But here is the interesting. 87% of those transactions were cash. This is a cash-driven, high-conviction market. Serious buyers are active, they have capital, they are moving. But they are not also being rushed. And obviously, they are not paying over the odds. And this is where exactly the holders get caught. The property portal, Bayut Property Finder, are showing you a price. The DLD transaction is showing a different price. The gap between what the sellers are listing at and what the market actually is paying, means most 2012 to 2020 for holders fall into one of the three positions. Stay with me here because knowing which one you are changes everything. Position 1, the comfort well, you are in a profit, your property is tenanted, it is generating yield, covering cost and the capital is still growing. If this is you, holding may be exactly the right decision. But comfort can be a complacency. The question you should be asking is this the best home for the capital in 2026? Position 2, you are in the market but the asset is not working hard enough. Vacant or generating low yield, Capital tied up, not compounding. This position is worth reviewing seriously. Opportunity cost is a real cost. And in market with options available right now, idle capital in Dubai real estate is a choice worth reconsidering. Position number 3, you're thinking about selling but waiting for the right moment. Here is the data point on this. The right moment is not a price number. It is the intersection of your exit cost, your timeline, and the reinvestment opportunity looks like. Many investors wait for the number that never quite arrives, while the capital they are waiting to unlock is losing ground on real terms. Let me walk you through how I actually walk through with my clients. I'm going to use a real example. 4-bedroom villa, MR South, Dubai South, bought in 2020. Current DLD resale value approximately 4.3 million. If you sell at 4.3 million, here is what leaves you with. Agency commission 2%, around 86,000. NOC fee for developers from 500 to 5,000 depending on the developer. Track valuation, DLD, rest step, small fees, but it needs to be required. Your net proceeds roughly around 4.1 million to 4.2 million. Know that number before you set your expectation. Step 2, what does the reinvestment actually looks like? Here is where it gets interesting. Fairways Villa 2, also in MR South. 4-bedroom villa, 80-20, meant to secure 10% down payment to secure. This is 330,000 deployed upfront. You're not just selling AED 4.3 million asset. You're freeing 3.8 million in liquid capital and securing a new MR in the same corridor for 330,000 down. This is repositioning leverage. Is an early price cycle, then you are exiting. If a current villa is generating 5 to 6 gross yield, that is real. This is bankable. Comparable off-prone projects in MR South are projecting 6 to 7 gross at handover. The model yield, honestly, projected yield is not the same as real yield. Account for the handover timeline Q4 2026 on Fairway Villas 2. Account for vacancy risk in the first 6 months. Account for what your liquid capital does in that window. This is the discipline investors apply. Dubai property market has performed exceptionally since 2020. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to continue at the same rate. No, that would not be honest. What the data shows, supply is increasing approximately 48,000 units scheduled for handover in 2026 alone. Demand from international buyers remains strong. NRI capital, UK buyers, European HNI. Infrastructure investment has not slowed. Metro expansion, new airports, economic zone expansion. The communities most likely hold and grow. Those with committed infrastructure, proven rental demand, and quality developer behind them. The communities to watch carefully. Oversupplied mid-market areas when handovers are clustering and rental demand has not kept pace. Here is a principle I apply. Dubai in 2026 is not one market. It is 50 different markets with 50 different outlooks. Your whole decision should be specific to your asset, not a generalization about what Dubai is doing. The question is not, should I sell my Dubai property? The question is this specific asset in this specific community still the best use of the capital right now? And that is exactly the conversation I have with before they make a decision either way. If you want to know where your property exactly stands in today's market, type the word worth in the comments right now. I will send you the current market assessment for your specific community. The actual DLD data, comparable sales, what property like yours are selling for, and not what the portal shows. If this connected with where you are in your thinking, this is the next video to watch, why sellers are waiting and what the data really shows. Because understanding is where your first step. Click the card, see you in the next.